Guys, it's the O.P.O.V podcast. What is good?
What's good, y'all?
Hey,
Just chilling. How's everybody doing
yeah,
today?
I'm doing good. Can't complain.
I can, but I don't know if we got enough time for all of that shit. So I'm all
I
right.
definitely can too,
um,
but I'm not.
yeah, it's good. I'm here.
Yeah, definitely feel blessed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm happy
So
that the weather is kind of warming up. Hopefully, we're in the clear from here on out with some warmer
we're not.
weather. No,
Mm-mm.
uh,
It's
I,
going to
I
go back
mean,
down into the 40s and 50s.
uh,
Yeah, but hopefully
what
that
I
changes later in the week. So
Yeah, that's typical Pittsburgh weather. You gotta go outside. You gotta take a coat with you or have a coat on with you. By the time you come back in the house, you need sandals and a tank top. It's just you don't know what type of weather it's gonna
Yeah.
be.
It's going to be 76 tomorrow, and then after that,
Yeah.
it's supposed to go back
76. That
down.
is a scorcher in my book.
Yeah, it's gonna be a nice day for track. Kanye's running track and he got to meet tomorrow, so it's gonna be a nice day
That's
to run
dope.
tomorrow. So
Good.
I'm excited
Good.
for him. Because
Yeah, I'm
his
sure he'll
um
do
his
well.
track meet got canceled Saturday, and they're making it up this Thursday, and it's an invitational. It's a tri-state invitational, which is big, and it's Thursday. So, and I think Thursday is supposed to rain, but not until later on in the evening. So he should have 2 good days to run.
Good
So
luck.
yep,
Good luck, Kanye.
thank you. I'll let him know.
Definitely. Good luck, Kanye.
hmm So what's
Okay,
up
so
with you
let's get
guys?
into it. Oh,
Okay, we could get right on into it. Let's go.
well, what's up with you, Tav? I don't really have nothing. What's up with you?
I'm chilling,
Sorry.
just working and everything. I like to give a shout out to my son Corey. His birthday is tomorrow, so you know.
Okay, happy birthday, cousin Corey.
And shout out to Corey, nephew Corey.
Yeah,
But other than
happy
that,
How old is he
birthday.
gonna be? Or does he want you to disclose how old he's gonna be?
probably not. But he's old. He's old.
That's what's up. I got some old kids. I got some old kids too, Toph. So, I mean,
As long as they doing right. That's
yeah, yeah,
that's I'm blessed that he ain't
Hmm.
out here being a knucklehead.
Yeah,
absolutely,
definitely.
absolutely. So that's always a plus. All right,
What y'all
Jess,
like?
let's go. Let's roll in to what we got for the peoples.
So y'all want to talk about the breaking news today? There was a shooting in the Brooklyn subway today.
Prayers to everyone that was involved.
16
Yeah.
people were shot. Gunmen, from what I heard, was that the person who did the shooting was dressed up as a transit worker,
Oh,
and they dropped a gas bomb in the. That's the only information that I had.
Yeah, I don't got
It
much
sound
information on it. I just seen it when it was breaking news, but that's about it. Um,
yeah.
good thing that
I
they go ahead.
No, I was just saying I seen that much too, and I seen that nobody was killed, but a
And,
lot of people, those people were hurt.
and I guess he was about to
thank
set out for
God
federal
that they weren't
bond or
killed.
something, and they recovered. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so it could have got way worse than what it was.
Yeah, it's crazy anymore. Like you can't ride the subway. You can't it's just you never know when somebody's gonna pop off.
Now, you think more
And
people
New York
suffer
is one
from?
of the biggest cities in the U.S., so it's definitely a target area.
Do you think people suffer from more mental illness because we had that time where the cities was shut down and everything?
Yes.
Yes.
So now it
Hmm.
feels like the violence is more compact and like in a
Yes.
short span of time.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, this looks to be like what you guys were saying, a terrorist attack.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
But I don't think that's been confirmed yet. Um, hopefully, we'll be able to talk about it in more detail. Um, what up, Jeff? It's
What's up,
good.
Jeff?
Hello. Hello.
Hopefully, we'll be able
Yeah.
to talk about it more as details become available. But prayers to everybody who
Yeah.
were victims of that terrible shooting in Brooklyn, New York today.
Yeah.
Also, some more terrible news. Over the weekend, we were met with news of the untimely death of Dewayne Haskins, who was a quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm not really sure what happened with that. Like,
I
I
just
don't
know
know if
I
you
Jeff
guys
was
want to
having a
give any
rough.
more.
I was looking for stuff today. They are just repeating what they have been saying because I don't know. Like he was on a 8-lane highway, and like I still don't know what he was doing out there. There was a guy who called into 911 when it happened and said that like he had on all black or something, and he was trying to cross over and maybe misjudged the timing of the cars or whatever, but he ultimately got hit with a dump truck.
Mm-hmm.
It's really really sad. I really really was looking forward to seeing him. Y'all know I was talking about him um a couple of weeks ago whenever they announced, well, when Ben announced that he was retiring or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? But I always, would say put, you know,
Haskins and
yes, yes, yes. So I was like, when I seen that, I was just like, oh my goodness, like this can't be real. Like what? That's like that's
Hmm.
terrible. It's terrible.
it
It's
is.
terrible.
Only 24 years old.
Only
Especially
24 years old. I watched the clip yesterday of his of the Ohio State coach talking about him, and it was really really sad.
You think it might have
Were
been Jeff?
you?
Why you think that? Why you say that, Jeff? While I'm waiting for Jeff to respond.
Yeah, well
Um,
the Ohio coach was speaking really really highly of him and like like choked up speaking about him because he said that he was like family. He was really close with his kids and he was just a real personable guy and you know,
he
just
knew him
like an
for a
all
while
around good
too.
person. Yeah.
He was
And
talking
how
to
he had so much life to live still. 24 years old. That's tragic.
it is very tragic.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it wasn't football, you never know what that man would have did with his life. You know how he could have
Yeah.
reached out and touched other people. Because even if he didn't exceed what we knew him for, he could have made a name for himself somewhere else.
Absolutely. I had high hopes for him this year. I did. Like I'm give him a shot. Like let him ball out. Let him get in there. Tomlin. But
Jeff says it just seems weird, and one of the players was on a show yesterday saying he wasn't being himself.
okay.
Now I know what I can say. When I used to go into the office, driving into the office morning, like at certain points there would be people. I'm guessing walking, maybe making their way to their respective jobs or whatever. But you like when it's dark outside in the wee hours of the morning, you can't. Drivers can't see you. They like
Yeah,
get up
now,
on you,
Mm-hmm.
and it might be too late for them to react.
Mm-hmm.
there's been times where I was close, like, oh, I didn't even see that person. Like, it's never
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you on a 8-lane highway, like you're not even expecting anybody to be walking
No.
across there. Like you know
Mm-mm.
what I'm saying? So like you're not even that's not even on your mind. Like you know what I mean? somebody might shoot across the
Mm-hmm. No,
lanes.
definitely not.
That's sad, but
No.
So
go ahead.
no, I wasn't gonna say nothing else. That's just crazy. I hope that we do get some answers and like I don't, because when stuff like that happens, just like with Bob Saget, like his family fought to keep certain parts of his medical records to not be released, and I'm okay with that. Like what I'm saying?
Some things only deserve to stay
Yeah,
within the families.
yeah, yeah. So if the family, like, I
Mm-hmm.
would be, okay to, just know that whatever we know now, but, you know, hopefully it wasn't something like that. Hopefully he was in a safe place in his mind where he wasn't contemplating that, but you never
Yeah,
know.
and everybody don't everything ain't for everybody. And so
Hmm.
if you need to fight to keep that information withheld from the public in order to preserve that person's legacy, I'm all
Hmm.
for that. Because,
Hmm.
like,
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. So, prayers to
because
his
people ain't going to do
family,
nothing
his
but
wife and
gossip about
family.
it anyway.
Uh-huh. And make speculations, and a couple of reporters and people was already saying slick shit to people
I
who I
don't even
felt is
understand.
like disrespectful, you
Yeah,
know.
I don't even want
But
to shed light on that. I'll let the dead rest in peace, honestly.
right.
Yeah, yeah. So prayers Haskins family in this difficult time. Um, just really, really, really sad. Um, what else? Y'all want to do the next sad thing, or y'all want to get a
Here's another sad thing.
yeah the OnlyFans killer
Uh,
Courtney Clenny killed Christian Toby Album Sally. Apparently, according to the article that I read, there was some sort of domestic dispute that ended in him being stabbed to death. Um, she was found with the blood all over her, and
didn't get arrested.
um, I don't really know. Well, didn't she? She didn't get arrested yet.
No, she didn't get arrested. I think that
I
they hit her with one of those where she's not she wasn't mentally stable or whatever. But
Mm,
I forget there's a law down there that they got to where um you don't got to get checked into a mental health facility either. But that's what they
mm,
deemed her as is that she wasn't in her right mindset.
mm.
what? I didn't know that because like is this still an open investigation? Like or
I'm
is it
not sure
just
on that.
that's just what it is? Because they said she was acting or she was like back to normal, like nothing happened. But then like before it had happened, it was like she was capable of possibly doing something like that to him.
See, I don't know as far as if it's an open investigation or not. I know they seen her in a hotel bar drinking cocktails after like shit was all good though.
Ain't
Mm,
no telling. And we know how people could get away with murder.
Especially in that state, man.
Mm,
mm.
That's the Zimmerman state, right? Florida.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
Now, what I can tell y'all is, like, I don't really have the murder specifically, or the domestic violence thing.
Hmm.
But one thing that I thought was interesting is that, like, I saw a clip of her talking about how she only likes to date rich black guys. Um, Also, from what I'm hearing, is that he was somebody who basically didn't really speak highly of black women either. And there was
Mm.
a lot of chatter about that. So,
yeah, I
Wow.
seen I seen the old tweets. Now, granted, the tweets was like from 7 years ago, and he was only 27, so he was like 20 years old when the tweets came out. But yeah, he definitely was talking bad about black women in those
Wow.
tweets. Now, whether somebody grows and change, I don't know how he felt this, like till this day, how he felt. But it is like that still can't justify what went on. And to
Mm-mm.
me, even if you have a preference, you
No,
shouldn't put down somebody else just because you got a preference.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I think the only reason why this is a conversation is because what people point out is typically black women tend to put on their cape for black men even when they sometimes don't deserve it. Black women have like been pretty silent about it.
Yeah, but they're not coming to the defense now. What I've been seeing is a lot of them's like that's what you get basically,
I mean,
or
I wasn't saying all that. I just
this don't got anything to do with I'm staying out of this one. You know what I mean?
Sit this one out.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I'm setting this one
Yeah,
out. I've been seeing a lot of that.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
sad. I don't
I
know too
mean,
much about them, but I mean, to take a life, that's sad. And
Yeah, especially
if
somebody
there's,
like that, like we were saying
yeah, there's
earlier.
no justification for that. Like, I don't know.
And people grow as humans. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How I thought when I was 20 years old ain't how I think now.
Absolutely.
right. Mm-hmm. That is definitely true.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but and then as far as the domestic violence piece, like if it was a situation, who knows what all she had to do to defend herself? I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know if that's something that they're just saying or what. I did read that in the article, but
And when did he get killed? Was
so
it was he in his sleep when he got stabbed?
I
Or
don't know
I don't know. I don't know.
the deets on that.
I
Oh
don't know.
boy.
A lot of sad news today.
Yeah. Yeah.
So y'all want to get into some mess? Now that we didn't got through all the sad news.
well, thus uh before we get to the mess, this could be considered mess too. But let's talk about Kirk Franklin's son.
What about? Oh, geez. What about him?
He and he's on the no trial
Woo!
for murder, right?
He's
No
a
trial.
suspect. He's a
He is
suspect.
definitely a suspect.
Kirk
He was
Franklin's son,
definitely a
Carry
suspect
On
in the.
Franklin, was
Mm-hmm.
arrested a few days ago. The reason why he's a suspect is because the car he was driving was apparently in the name of a woman who they and there was also a gun in the car that didn't belong to him as well.
You said the woman's name was what? You broke up.
No, I didn't say the woman's
I
name.
mean, the car was in a
The
woman's name, but what was?
they believe that she was murdered, and that's why
Oh, so
apparently
they
he's
really
being
ain't got no
considered a
hard.
suspect.
They don't even got no hard evidence against him for real.
I
Not
mean,
that I
that
know
is the
of.
evidence. Yeah,
You driving a
that's not no
woman's
hard
car
evidence.
No,
and
that
she
ain't no hard
dead.
evidence.
Well, wait, you driving somebody's car and they're dead. Like,
How long was she dead for? Did she just die?
I feel
I
like it
don't
was
know.
an open investigation still. So,
He could have got her.
um,
He could have been cool with the girl. I don't mean he killed her. She could have got the car, put it.
But
I
what?
mean, it could be his car. It could just be in her name.
okay,
That's how I look at it. I don't
all
know.
right.
Did he?
Innocent until proven guilty. I
I just
understand,
don't know.
Tom.
Did he
Like,
start? If he started driving the? I don't know if he
yeah,
started driving the car after she died, or was it just the car
right.
that
We
she
won't
was
know
driving?
the intricate details of that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you right.
Because I mean,
Yeah,
you see that a lot where people get a car in somebody else's name. That don't necessarily mean if something happened to
Mm-hmm.
them, they did it.
Mm-hmm. Well, his name
yeah.
has been in the headlines. Well, not in the headlines, but there's this new reality show called The Bad Boys Club that he is in.
Bad
So
Boys of LA.
Bad Boys of LA,
You
and
said it right,
he,
the Bad Boys Club. That's what it reminded me of, the Bad
yeah,
Girls Club.
That's what it is, but I guess like when it comes to like the name, they kind of like had to switch it up. But that's basically
switch
what
it.
it is.
Yeah,
Bad Boys
definitely
Club.
what it is. Um, so him being in this house and the confrontations and the things that happen in this house, and then he had, you know how they be talking to the producers, be asking them questions and stuff. He had like a total meltdown, you know, during one of those or whatever. So I don't know. I know he, you know, what was that, last year or the year before last? He was in the news about, you know, with him and his father, like going back and forth. After watching those couple of episodes of the Bad Boys Club of LA or whatever it's called, I maybe understand a little bit why maybe Kirk Franklin and him doesn't have a good relationship.
Okay.
What about you, Jess?
You
Did you
felt
think that? Because ultimately in
I
the
only
show,
watched the
he
first
says he's
episode.
bisexual. In the show, he says he's bisexual. When he first gets there, or I don't necessarily even know that he came out and said that. I feel like he said it's complicated, but like
Yeah.
ultimately um he came into the house being very, very defensive of the gay people that was in the house. So but then, you know, a couple shows in or whatever, episodes in, he said those things, which leads me to believe that he is bisexual, and maybe that had a lot to do with the confrontation between him and his father.
Oh, okay. Cause
You
see, I
understand what
only
I'm
watched.
saying?
Yeah, possibly. So you think that maybe that might be the reason that they fell out?
Yeah,
Kirk
because
Franklin's Uncensored.
Kirk
I
didn't
was
come
just
out and
watching Kirk
say it.
Franklin's Uncensored the other day, and he's Carry On is the son from a previous marriage. So
Hmm.
his wife or a previous relationship, he had Carry On. His wife had her daughter when they got married. So um once they got married, they were like all in the household together, whatever. And it seems like everything was probably pretty cool in the beginning. It wasn't until he got
Yeah.
older that they started having
Up
issues.
up until he became of age to be dabbling in his sexual activities, to see, he probably was experimenting. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but I'm assuming because, you know, that's his son. I know he had expectations of him to get married and to be dating girls and stuff like that, and those things probably may have didn't happen. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just, that was my assumption of trying to put two and two together and bringing everything to full circle. But now that he's been arrested, you know, in connection with a murder, like that's crazy to me.
Can I just I only got a chance to watch the show, like the first episode of the show. And first of all, the show is a hot mess.
It is.
And I definitely, honestly, like it's like a train wreck where you just cannot
It
way.
is.
But the only thing, the only problem I had was I did not want to subscribe to Zeus to watch any more episodes. Like
Right.
I just refused to
Right.
subscribe to that network. So I, but I definitely would have watched the episode.
Yeah, it is. They put anything on TV, you can get a show and let us watch the mess unfold for us who likes messy TV,
Yeah,
basically.
uh,
I was weak when
what
you told me he was on that show.
Yeah.
the one guy's on there too. What do you say? And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. Um,
Who, where the money reside, guy?
where the money reside? Yeah, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I can't think it. What's
Hmm.
his name? I can't think of their name. I'm not good with names. I'm really not. But
Yeah,
yeah,
he's a complete mess on there. Like
yes, yes, he's getting
on the
his money's
episode I
worth.
saw, anyway.
Yeah,
So
he's for sure getting his money's worth.
So, I mean, do you
and
now? I know this is kind of like getting off of Carrington, or I mean, Carry On, but do you think like this show is specifically exploitative of gay? Yes.
yes,
Mhm. Yeah,
yes,
I think so too.
yes.
So they're all gay on there.
All except
Most of them
three
are.
all except for three, and those three, carry on is one of them, and he said his sexuality is in question, and I believe that the other two gentlemen, theirs is too, because I mean they're in a
This show needs more
ah!
diversity. Y'all racist. Thank you, Dale, for watching. I appreciate you watching us.
Yes, so
Not
it
the
leads
first
me
time.
to
Thank
think
you.
that they're maybe questioning their sexuality too, because they're in a house full of openly gay males. Not saying that there's anything wrong
Mm.
with that, but the show is just messy. So I'm all in with the mess. So I'm gonna talk my mess.
Well, to their defense, I don't think I don't know, but I don't think you know who's coming on the show before you get invited onto the show, do you? Don't they all meet
I
on
feel
the
like
first
that
date?
type. I feel like that show they knew.
The bitches of the house. Who? Jeff, do you watch this show?
I don't even.
Don't tell
That's
me you watch this
crazy.
show, Jeff.
Am I the only one that don't watch Zeus
Jeff,
Network?
he watches it. He's seen it. He's seen it.
Am I the only person that don't
it,
watch Zeus Network?
I don't. I caught it because somebody bootlegged it and put it on YouTube. So that first episode,
Zeus be popping.
yeah, because Jocelyn's Cabaret is getting.
I
Yeah.
know.
Uh,
I watched a
you
couple
watched it
episodes of
twice.
that.
Jocelyn's Cabaret, they're getting sued.
See, so then you know what I'm talking about, then Jeff, because I feel like, I mean, I'm not a straight male, but I just like from the straight males that I know, like they're not, and they're not going to know who's in the house, but I feel like they had an idea of what this concept of this house was going to be, and they
Okay.
signed up to be
Mm-hmm.
on there. Like, you know what I mean?
They
It's all males, like, and I just know that, I don't
they
know, it's
they knew it was gonna be
questionable.
flamboyant.
Yeah. Would you like to join in a house like that, Tommy?
No.
They are, yes, Jeff. Yes.
It is definitely a mess. And I mean, don't get me wrong, while we're attracted to these train, I definitely feel like it's exploitative to gay men.
It
It
is.
is.
It is. It
I
is.
mean, it ain't, there's those reality shows exploit somebody. Like I watched a 1,000 pound. What is it called? I forget what it's called, but they exploit fat people.
My
Definitely.
600-pound life. Yes, I watch a lot of reality TV actually. So
Wait, time out. And I don't, speaking of my 600-pound life, do y'all all, I don't know if you guys, but the few episodes, I've seen a few episodes. Did y'all ever notice that all of the women that be on 600-pound life, they always got a man.
Yeah,
pretty
even on the
much.
thousand. I think it's called 1,000 Pound Sisters. You watch that too? Am
Oh
I
no,
tripping?
there's another one, Tommy. No,
No,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Thousand
no,
Dollar
I know.
Sisters.
I
I'll
have a
have to
friend
look
who
for that.
watches.
there's
I'll
thousand
look for
pound
that.
best friends too. There's
Oh
3 of them.
shit. So yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
You gotta watch the 1,000 Pound Sisters. Though my girl Tammy's on there, she be tripping. She got the nastiest attitude, man.
Oh my goodness.
She be cussing everybody out.
I'm definitely looking for that.
Talking about she was gaining weight. She already weighed like over 700 pounds. She gaining weight. Talking about
Uh,
telling you. She was talking
we
about,
missing out. We missing out.
yeah, because she was
We
cussing
gotta
the
watch
doctor
Thousand
out.
Pound
And
Sisters.
then she started cussing her family out, talking about, I need a cheat day. But because she was gaining weight.
So the goal is for them to the goal is for them to
Wow.
be losing weight, but she gained weight.
Yeah, because they want to. The doctor want them to lose a certain amount of weight so they can have that surgery. And
Okay,
she
yeah.
was gaining weight, and she kept blaming it on her cheat day. But she got a boyfriend.
So
I'm
like
sure.
y'all, like
People be having the
what's going
fetishes.
on? I'm out here all single. It's crazy.
I
600
mean,
pound life. They be
maybe
the
you
men be up
gotta,
there
maybe you
cooking,
gotta.
cooking for their ladies, bringing them all kind of
Yeah,
food,
you doing
bringing
it
all
wrong then,
bags and
Jeff. You
bags.
going? I mean, not Jeff. Jess, you going to the gym? Like maybe you need to leave those pounds on, Jess.
And maybe
And
I need to put a
300
few more
because
on, okay, according to 600 pound life.
Yeah.
yeah,
Somebody
because
need to give
Yes,
me a buffet pass.
yeah, I seen the one where dude cooked.
man.
Man, he cooked so much stuff for this girl on that 600 pound.
I
But
seen it a few times on there.
that's exploitation.
It
It
is.
definitely is.
So
It
all
It
is.
those
is.
reality
It
shows
is.
they exploiting you in some way. It's just like what
Yes.
what what becomes the must see TV for you? Like which one
Yes.
are you going to watch?
She ate 14 hoes under the cover. Who ate 14?
I was gonna say if I see you
Who
say it
ate
like that,
14
I'm glued
hoes?
in. I'm glued
That's
in for that one.
crazy. That sounds crazy. That sounds absolutely insane.
I'm glued in for
Wait,
that kind
how
of one.
how many ho-hos come in the box? That had to be a couple boxes.
I,
Probably like six. I don't even know.
I'm
I ain't
thinking
bought
it's
no
like
ho
six
hos in a
too.
long time.
I'm thinking it's like six too. But ain't there two in the pack? So do
Shit.
six count as 12?
I probably the last time I remember, I haven't had those
Yeah,
since
maybe. So she's
in
eating a
forever.
box and a half
Hold on, is hers the same as
forever.
pancake rolls?
Oh snap! She
Everything.
said it was
Are
the
y'all
14
frozen?
pack from Sam's Club.
Oh. Well, then that explains everything.
So the question is, should you be allowed to get a Sam's Club membership if you're over a certain poundage?
Of course, that's discrimination.
Absolutely.
So can Sam's Club be
Absolutely.
can Sam's can you sue Sam's Club if you gain weight?
For what?
I would
They don't control
think
what you buy.
not.
I don't know. That might be a little glitch in the system. You might be able to sue Sam's Club.
Nah,
If
Tavi,
you
don't
you
be nah,
oh,
not
you
with
can
that
say you got
bullshit. Like,
you can
no,
say
that's Sam's Club. No.
you can say you got
People,
an addiction to
No.
Sam's Club.
you don't have to eat 14 ho-hos under the fucking cover. That's your choice.
They
Like
got an
if you that's
addiction,
you choose to do that.
and Sam's Club is the provider to that addiction.
Kick them. That's right, because I am a lover of Sam's Club. Okay, so I do feel like anybody should be Sam's Club
Yeah,
because I like Sam's Club.
me too.
Oh man,
So I mean I don't know. I mean there's a market for these exploitative shows clearly because
definitely because
People
I
are
watch
people
some of
are
definitely
them.
watching them.
watching for
I
sure.
definitely I watch some of them. I just don't watch the ones that's fighting. Cause I watch 90 Day Fiance and I also watch Love After Lockup.
Oh, I used to love After
And,
Lockup. I
and
haven't
to
watched
me,
no.
you can't tell me that people on there don't got mental health issues. Like
Yeah, they definitely do.
like there's something seriously wrong with
That's crazy. I ain't never watched
What was
that. That's
so
yeah.
have they Love After Lockup? Now, Tom, tell me this: have they ever had what's your boy's name? Vince? Was he back on there ever again?
Vince, who was the girl he was with?
The girl who was a crackhead, like she was smoking crack on her wedding day,
I think
and then
she
she
passed.
left.
Oh
Yeah,
my
she passed.
god.
She passed away.
Really?
Hmm.
It's been a long time since I seen it, but yeah, she ran off on her wedding night to smoke crack.
She got so
It was
skinny, it
crazy.
was crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, she did.
And she kept going back
But
to
her clean
jail.
was jail.
That sounds terrible.
Look, I'll be glued in every Friday night.
Wow.
Dang, I'm gonna have to get back on Love After Lock Up. There's so many I missed. Man, they hit a gold mine with that show. Now
This,
I think that they seems like they keep it on rotation all year round now.
yeah, because
The
it's love
audio
after
is really,
lockup or
really
life
bad. Is it
after
breaking
lockup.
up for y'all too?
Nah, mine's ain't
Is it
breaking up.
me?
Yeah, it's
It's
not
not.
It's
breaking up.
like the audio is really, really bad for me, and you guys keep freezing. Like
Yeah,
y'all frozen right now
I
for
don't have
me.
any issues.
and I can hear you fine
I don't
too.
have any issues. I hear everybody fine.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, they switch it from love after lockup to life after lockup. So it'll switch.
Oh, oh, oh. Jeff, thanks, Jeff. Jeff said the audio is fine for him. Gotta fix that Wi-Fi, can you?
That's because you're in the cut.
I'm trying to
So what y'all want
seriously, and
to
I'm in the back of my house.
y'all want to move on to Ti? Thinking
Yeah,
he's a comedian now.
we could talk about Ti.
So apparently Ti got booed at the Barclays because he
Uh,
feels like he's a comedian now.
Did you want to start even before he got booed to the show before?
Yeah. So apparently there was an club in
yeah.
Atlanta. Um, they first of all they said that he did a 30-minute set, and then after he got finished with his set, the host was on stage, and he was heckling her to her video explaining what happened. So then she made a joke about Ti and his wife's sexual misconduct allegations, and that's where
He
he
lost it.
basically went off. And they, would you call it? They were arguing back and forth,
Well, it seemed
and
like he tried to bully her, and she stood her
he
ground.
did.
And
He did. I was proud of her.
definitely, even the way she came on at the end, like so, she stood her ground, and I guess they came to a agreement. I'll say that night.
They came to an agreement that night, but it sounds like based off of her live on Instagram is that agreement that night, but he kind of like backpedaled because she said she was being harassed after that by his followers and stuff on Instagram or whatever. So apparently he must have been talking stuff after that.
Yeah, he got on his. I want to say he got on his live and started
Yeah.
talking crazy.
I like T.I. on his family show, but bro, you're not no, he's not. And I don't like that he tried to infiltrate that space because boy, bye.
I don't know if it's because his the way he talk or whatever, but I can't find what he say even funny to me. Like when he would be trying to explain his jokes, it just sound like he just talking, but it don't be funny to me. Like I don't be finding any.
And here's the thing though, like I feel like there's a difference between hood funny and having the ability to be a comedian. Like those are two different things. You could be hood funny, but you would get killed on stage. Like that's number
Now,
one. Like
now, granted,
so,
I will say this: is he's just starting out, so maybe it take time to tune up. Um, he a lot of times when you first become a comedian, you go up in like little clubs and things like that, which everything he's doing is being uh, recorded. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt right there, just because he's famous. His first times out is different than anybody else's.
also, what I've heard from seasoned comedians saying that it's unusual for him to go to an open mic night and do a 30-minute set. They were like, we'll let the amateurs come up and do like 5 minutes. So
Yeah,
I really feel like he is overestimating his comedic chops and he maybe needs to fall back and understand like, you're not that hot, bro. You need a little bit more practice. You frequent maybe some more of those smaller clubs. I don't know what it was that in you that made you think that you could stand a chance in the Barclays, but
Yeah, I don't even know how he got. See, that as a promoter, that's where the promoter's wrong for that. Like, you don't book Ti. Um, you don't book Ti right now for the Barclays. He could do the open
like that's
mic.
crazy.
Yeah, like that club in Atlanta looked like it was small. He should have been doing stuff like that. But like you said, keep it to like a 5 to 10 minute minimum.
And do you? I think also when it comes to stuff like that, you need somebody who in your corner who's going to be honest with you and tell you you're not ready yet. I
Well,
mean, I know you. You know.
he could be working out jokes right now. So I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. He is still young in his comedic career.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what they do. They work out jokes, but you don't work out jokes at the Barclays.
Exactly.
And
So,
you know what I
but
mean? You need somebody in your corner that's gonna say,
don't that fall on the promoter though?
or does it fall? Because honestly, do you think? I think Ti is very big headed. Like the thing that happened with what's his name, Godfrey, where Godfrey was mad that whatever club he went to, Godfrey had a show in Atlanta. Um, Ti requested to open up for him, and he said basically it got to the point where Godfrey's the headliner. He does a set, and then the club allows Ti to go on after him. And they said that that was like wildly disrespectful to
That's super disrespectful.
a headlining comedian.
Yeah, that's super.
I think most of it is Ti. I have to be honest with you. I think he probably is arrogant and he muscles his way into these spaces that he's not ready for.
I don't know, but it could be the other way around too, where that name Ti on the flyer is going to bring more people in than what Godfrey's going to bring in.
Maybe.
Especially in Atlanta.
As far in
In
a comedic space, I don't know.
in
I
Atlanta,
don't know.
I think so. I think the name Ti
If
on
you
the
were talking
flyer,
about a rap show, maybe I don't know.
man, I think it don't matter.
Either way, I mean, he apparently isn't that good.
Yeah,
So
I mean, again, I feel like it falls more on the promoter because if the Barclays is willing to give Ti a bag for it,
yeah, his name is what got him on stage. Yeah, his name did get him on stage because nobody
that's
else
what
they would have mushed somebody else in the face. Talking about you
but
want to
that's
do
what I'm
what?
saying. Like,
Bye.
if the promoters could put Ti on the bill, it probably gonna bring more people in. And then like, he's probably looking at it like, y'all paying me how much to do these jokes? Yeah, I'll do them.
And they're not gonna care because they made their money. They don't care if
Exactly.
he embarrasses himself.
Now is he ruining his value as a comic? Yeah. So
Yeah,
like,
I think
I'm,
so.
yeah, definitely. That's why you work out those
Now,
jokes at those little places. So when you do go to the workplace, you got your best jokes. You know what I mean? You hitting on all cylinders.
well, do you think he's think too him trying to move into the comedic space? Is he also devaluing himself as a rapper?
I think he don't care too much about the rapper space anymore. I think since he's
Mm,
older, he's probably trying to build his brand, and I feel like that's what he was trying to do with the podcast, but it wasn't going fast enough for him. So now
yeah.
I just feel like he's trying to build his brand as a company, as a you know what I mean, and be able to just bring in different streams of revenue.
But who and that's another thing that annoys me too. Like in the podcasting space, Ti, you were monetizing your podcast. It just wasn't as much as you felt like you should have been bringing in. Like, did you think you were supposed to jump in the game and be like, Joe, sir, you need to relax and like really like be realistic with your expectations?
He's
Because
probably weighing his time compared to how much money he was making from those advertisements. Though he probably like it ain't worth it.
so what? So what? If you really
He,
want to be big in the podcast game, you got to stick with it.
yeah, and I feel like he got enough people um, in this corner to be able to tell him that the podcast, the money's not going to come overnight.
But because he feels like I'm me, I should be raking in. $1 million deals
It's
or
what they don't got that
millions
reality
of
show
dollars
anymore.
in deals.
They don't got that reality show anymore, right?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
That's probably a lot of money he's trying to make up for.
Yeah, because that got canceled due to the allegations, right?
I don't know because I never really watched
I
it. It
think
was
so. I used to watch it, The Family Hustle. I used to watch it. I didn't, after maybe the first couple of seasons, I didn't. But I mean, I felt like for the most part, it was a decent show.
his son's real
I
talented
mean,
though too. Like I feel like that if
hmm
Ti could build a brand and a platform to where he could display his son as the rapper, I think that he could make a lot of money off his son.
yeah, he could be like a Chris Jenner type.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so what we gonna do? We want to move on to Newton.
We could move on to Cal Newton. Did you hear anything back from Kenya or not?
No, she hasn't joined again. So Cam Newton was on $1 million worth of game with
Yeah.
Gilly and Wallow. And I didn't watch the whole Cam Newton interview. But there was a clip that was posted on Instagram where he's basically talking about the baddies wanting to be at a certain level. You know what I'm talking about? You baddies. But really, he's saying, like, do you know how to cook? Do you know how to clean? Do you know how to shut up sometimes? This is not the verbiage he used, but I'm kind of like paraphrasing. Um, he's wrong for what he's saying. I just think it's right message, wrong messenger because you can't just come into a situation with somebody and think that all you're bringing is your looks and you're a baddie, but you don't know how to cook. Now what are we gonna do?
Again,
Like,
again, there's shows like Love and Hip Hop and those reality shows that got certain women acting a certain type of way. So I do understand that he's addressing those type of women. He's not
hmm
addressing the general woman. Uh, the reality is that those women they frequent around rich people and try to get the bag per se more than have a genuine
hmm
relationship with somebody. So the girls that he's talking about, I can't relate to them.
so you think he was like a more of like a Brittany Renner type?
Yeah, because I think she actually responded too. Like,
Yeah, she did.
yeah, I
Which
think
is
she,
interesting because it seemed like that they on Cam Newton's podcast.
huh?
It seems like they got along when she was on Cam Newton's podcast or whatever.
You could get along and
It seemed
disagree
like they
with
had a decent
somebody.
talk. You can. Also, is one thing that Kenya pointed out in our group chat earlier is that Cam Newton has several kids to somebody who he refused to commit to and marry. So, like, would you want somebody to sit around and be a is that what is that what we're doing? That happens every day, B.
I understand what he's saying though too, because those like the type of girls that the city girls rap about. Like I
Mm-hmm.
don't that's unattractive too though. Like you know what I mean? Like I said, I don't. Those girls ain't my cup of tea.
What? Oh, okay. Like they
Gimme,
want
gimme,
somebody to
gimme.
always be.
You gotta buy me a
Yeah,
Birkin to
yeah.
have a conversation. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Yeah, like
And like those tactics are not going to work for most women. They're just not.
you might get a
They're
sugar
not.
daddy
Yeah, yeah. You might, but
or get
I
somebody
don't
who
really.
want to control you.
But do you think? But I also think that most women are not like that. That's like a specific subset of women who.
But we're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in a little city, or like where the people that we hang around make only like $50,000. So, like we're not hanging out in Atlanta in the clubs where there's being $50,000 thrown on the floor every night.
Or LA or New York or,
Exactly. Where all these ball players
yeah.
are just driving $100,000 cars and things like that. So I mean, their world is totally different from what we live in.
But, as a rebuttal to what you are saying, some chicks, and I remember when I was younger, some chicks would get dressed up and specifically go to that, like the Steelers or
Hmm.
professional athletes would frequent. That's what they did.
Yeah.
So I mean, it would happen around here. It might not have been a whole lot of women, but I know of a few that used
But
to do
even
that.
even the clubs that it's like that around here, that's not my world though. Like to
Yeah,
the girls that because there's girls around here that do that, but it's still not my world. You know what I mean?
yeah. So I would say most women. I'm not trying to speak for all women, but I would like to think that most women aren't like that.
The women that I know, they really want to find love.
Yes.
They ain't
Kenya's
looking
texting
for
me right now, and she know I can't text her back.
it. So I mean, like you said, I think it was the
So
right message, wrong messenger. I think that hit
yeah,
it right in the head. But I ain't mad at him for saying it because he probably got turned off in a way because he probably frequents around those women.
of course. So I mean, hey, the more y'all continue to entertain them, they keep on,
Listen, I ain't mad at them if that because look, at the end of the day, them dudes is trying to play them girls just like the girls is trying to play the dudes. So I ain't mad at them for it.
definitely, definitely. So it's really, a transactional situation.
It's just weird though. The
You
one thing I will say that's weird about the situation is you see a lot of that on social media, even from regular chicks that ain't they ain't really getting that money.
a lot. Elaborate.
Like acting like you gotta give them something or you gotta have a certain amount of money to fuck with them when you know that's not the issue. But they portray that on social media.
Mm. Listen, I as humble as they come, but I definitely don't like you. Don't I don't want somebody who I'm gonna have to take care of. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, this is a
So.
conversation we had for 3 years now on this podcast, or how many years on this podcast?
Mm,
So we ain't gonna even get into that. I know your ways.
you,
I
you
know
know
what's
you know my ways, but you also know my heart as well. And
uh
I got the little daughter to look after. I'm not out here trying to take care of nobody. So if you know,
I definitely
Kenya,
hear
you're
that.
so mad. Why don't you just join again?
Because I know she definitely wanted to talk about this Cam Newton.
I know. So I mean, I know, but I don't think there's anything wrong with having an income standard for the person who you want to date. I don't. I don't think there's anything wrong with a man feeling like that too. I don't. So there
Having
might
an
be
income
there might be
standard.
plenty of men out there who find out how much I make and would be like, um, oh, you don't make enough money for me, like and I would. Uh, Kenya, do you want to add your thoughts on Cam Newton?
I'm so mad. I turned my Wi-Fi on and my whole phone updated. Like, what the hell did I miss? I'm like pissed.
When you
I'm like, oh my God. And just before we came on, it said software update. And I'm like, no, remind me later. But I've been doing that all day because it was sending me all day. As soon as I hit the Wi-Fi, it was like, oh yes, it's time right now. So
Did you get an iPhone yet?
no. I like my phone. So anyway, what were we talking about? Ti.
You want us to double back to Ti because we did Ti
No,
and
you
Cam
don't
Newton.
have to double back. I didn't know where y'all was at in the conversation, but
Right now, we were talking about Cam Newton, so we had
okay,
come to the
okay.
conclusion where it was right message, wrong messenger. But I know that you had some input that you wanted to give in regards to like his commentary, that podcast he was on.
Yeah, I just y'all know how I feel about Cam Newton. I thought he was a good, a personable guy. I don't know why, but he was very, very rude to a team that my son was on last year. A 4-1 a 7-on-7 team. And they played against them, and Kanye said he
Oh
was
no.
just like not like he didn't want to do no handshakes, no autographs, which the kids wasn't even asking for autographs or anything. They was just happy to be in his presence. But it was just like he said that was just not what he expected to be, and he was an NFL player. So there's that. So, but anyway, the message came from someone who I don't know the intricate details of him and his girlfriend situation. All I do know is that he had been with her for a few years, and she has 4 children by him. But when the conversation came up about marriage, he said he wasn't ready and he didn't want to be in like in a committed relationship or whatever the excuse was at that time. But then he's on this podcast giving advice for who was he giving that shit to? Who was supposed to take that in?
I don't know.
Whoever was
But
supposed to
in the
take it.
comments, I guess to Cam's defense, I have to listen to the rest of the conversation. But a lot of people in the comments were saying was taken out of context as well. So I
I
don't know how.
seen I seen that. What was taken out of context is the perception that you get from whatever the concept was, because you could say like all these baddies or whatever, but every female is not a baddie or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying. And uh, in general, just to say like shut up and can you cook this, like, can you fix a tire, can you contribute in those aspects that you want the women to contribute to. I don't know.
Excuse me.
When you said good message, wrong messenger, yes, for sure. um, I wasn't trying to hear that shit from Cam Newton. Probably not nobody else either, but not Cam.
Probably not nobody else either.
Yeah. So, but
So,
that was all my that was just my take on that.
Tov, what were you saying to? Oh, we were talking. We got into having an income standard because you were saying how there are a lot of people. Wait, say what you said before. There's a lot of women on Instagram who ain't making that much money or whatever, but they'll have expectations of somebody.
They do.
Yeah, and I just feel like I was saying before, like I feel like reality TV, like Love and Hip Hop, and like the way the city girls rap and things like that, got reality fucked up for a lot of these women. Now, and like I was saying before, a lot of the stuff that do go on in those major cities, that ain't my world, so I won't come across the girls that fuck with the athletes and all that like that. But to the regular woman ain't on that type of time.
Right.
But there is a whole lot of women that's still in the hood that
It
listen
is.
to these women that's in these cities and in these clubs, and they feel like that they want to live by those standards too, which
Mm-hmm.
like you can't live in the port and stay in the projects and be talking about you want a Birkin. Like,
Yeah, that's unrealistic. But I think, and this is where I think you and I, we might have, and I'm glad you explained it that way, because there's a difference between somebody feeling like they live versus somebody having an income standard for their partner. Like that's those are completely different, two different things. I think So I don't. While I don't feel like I feel like that's a unrealistic expectation for somebody who, like you're talking about, the type of women that you're talking about. I still don't. I don't think it's unrealistic for them to have an income standard because if you are making a certain amount of money, I don't think that it's unreasonable for you to expect have a certain income level as well.
I agree with you if that's your preference, but I also think that there's another way to that too, and like I mean another side to that too. And again, we've been having this conversation for years now. I do feel like that you could compliment somebody or you can motivate somebody, then they could start doing better once you're in their life.
I don't disagree with that, and like I would be more receptive to being in that sort of situation if I were younger.
Yeah, and if you could see the potential in that,
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot comes with that.
like
Just to be like, I'm not. Yeah.
you gotta have potential in your actions and not just talk the game. Because anybody
yeah,
can talk like they don't do better and still be working at McDonald's, uh,
yeah.
or not even working at all, just sitting on the couch and playing PlayStation. You know what I mean?
Like, cause
Yeah.
for somebody who's my age, do you know, like, if you tell me you live in your mom's basement and you ain't got no car, like, there's not really much for me to entertain here.
Right. I understand that.
Crickets top.
I mean, situations happen. What if they just got that? What if they just got out of jail or something? When they did a
Here
heart
we go. We're not
attack?
going down this path. We're not doing this with him.
Oh, you
What
Jeff.
if they just hit a tough spot?
Oh, if you're
Oh,
in a,
that's so, yeah. That's
that's so
sweet.
sweet, Jeff. Thank you.
I didn't even see the
What if
But
you
tough.
hit
we're
a
not
tough spot?
entertaining none of that shit Tavi just said. Cause no, we're not going down that road.
I mean, some people just got to get back with their feet.
Well, get back on
I
your
do
feet and then try to holler at me.
True. Man, maybe a relationship won't be the best. I mean, would be the best for
for
them.
sure. That should not, yeah.
That's a
Yes.
distraction for you.
Cause you need to be
You're
focused
grandma,
on the loop.
grandma right now. The loot. The loot. So I don't know. I don't
Kenya said, "Nope, I ain't
know.
trying to hear that shit."
No, I mean we don't never really be trying to hear when you be talking that stuff because you think everybody's supposed to be Miss Build a Bear. Like
I ain't say that, but you know, sometimes you meet somebody. Everybody ain't at the top of the mountain when you meet them.
no, most people aren't. I'm definitely not at the top of the mountain, but I think like there's nothing wrong with you setting a standard and saying like I don't want somebody because it's easy for another person to drag you down too.
Yeah, but you
It,
could also find the diamond in the rough.
oh Lord,
If you're
oh
in the
yeah, do have
business of
anything to say
doing
that?
things like that, building people up, like everybody ain't got that.
You right.
You know, to
You
build.
right. For every diamond you find, you don't find 2 million lumps of coal.
Yeah,
Swear. And at
So
my age, do I got time to sift through a whole bunch of coal? Like
that's the only reason why I'm giving you a pass because we kind of older now. But
yeah.
if we was in our
kinda. It's like
early 20s, 30s, I would be talking my shit right now. But we kind of older, so you ain't got the time to be playing around with somebody.
listen, when I was in my 20s, I felt like I had all the hope in the world. Yes, we can get this, build this thing. Blah. Man,
For sure, because that's when it's supposed to happen. Like, you cannot be in your 40s talking about, yeah, all of that shit that you saying, Tom. No, like, nobody got time for that at that age.
Tavi living like he is 22.
Nah, I'm not
Yeah.
living like I'm 22. I just know
Because I'm
that the
sure, like,
situation.
in your 20s, we both built in. We both built in, but not, like, not at
Mhm.
45. Like, bro, no.
Gotta start somewhere though.
I mean, maybe he did just, fall on hard times or something like that. But
He could have just got laid off or something. You never
yeah,
know.
those are all things that people have the choice to deal with or not
Hmm.
deal with.
Yeah. Because I think there's levels to this conversation. Like if you just got laid off, I think the last thing you should be doing is looking for a girlfriend.
Yeah,
Um,
But who
levels
said
to this
girlfriend
Now,
shit.
if
though?
you're in
Listen,
a, huh?
who said girlfriend? What about just dating, like going on dates?
Why are
How
you
you
focused
going
on
on dating and
dating
you
and
don't
you
got no
just got
money?
laid
You don't got no,
You
off?
said
yeah,
you
you
didn't
don't
have
got
any
no.
money.
How are you focused on dating and you just got laid off? Why is that your focus?
You never know when you gonna meet your wife, man.
Oh my God. Didn't I tell you we wasn't going down this
I
road with him?
See, that's
Like,
what I'm saying.
no,
Yeah, because he always,
no.
what if,
Yeah, no,
he gonna
no,
what
we
if
going
you to death.
yeah, yes, he will. Yes,
all right, I'm done.
yes, yes.
All right, we got anything else on the docket?
No, I don't have
Oh,
anything else.
Shanae, listen.
Ah,
He
I
knows
try
the
not
buttons to
to.
push, Shanae. He knows the buttons.
Yes,
He
yes, yes, he does.
I'm
For
just
sure.
saying, man.
And I swear, like 5 minutes ago, I said we're not entertaining none of this shit, and here we are entertaining this shit. Like, no.
but I think we dated too long.
Some NBA superstars came from the D League. You know,
Who, Tom? Who?
Warren Moon had to
Here
come
I go. Here
from.
I go. No, no, never mind. Why asking me
Yeah,
questions?
yes, here you
Kurt Warner was bagging up groceries. You know that. He won the Super Bowl.
Crazy.
So there be some hidden gems. You gotta, sometimes you gotta expand your mind. Don't be
I
caught in your little
understand.
box.
No, I'm
I
having connection
understand.
issues.
You hear me, Jessica?
I had
Sometimes
connection
you gotta
issues.
sometimes you gotta expand your standards and don't be stuck in your little box.
Expand your standards. What does that even mean? Like,
That means don't be too closed off to, you know.
but what does that mean? Like,
There's hidden gems everywhere.
Kenya, what did you say to him for him to say that? Like,
I don't know. I didn't say anything. Don't act. I didn't. Did I do that?
No, but I was just
talking
saying,
about you
like,
gotta, when you say expand your standards, what I receive it as you telling me I need to lower, like,
I ain't
a
say
lot.
Lord.
That's
I ain't
what
say
it sounds
Lord.
like.
Expand. No, yeah, that
I,
don't sound
I,
cool.
I ain't say lower though. There's a difference.
That's not what
Like I
you
said,
said, but I'm
like I
asking
said,
you to explain,
sometimes,
expand. But
So,
that's
but
not.
sometimes
if our standards is already up here, and you talking about expand, she wants to expand up here. She's not going to go lower.
see, I'm not looking
We
at it
want to
as level.
expand upward.
I'm looking at it as
Yeah.
circle and expanding as a circle. Like I'm
Hell
not
no.
looking at it as
Goodbye.
level.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Cause,
What?
'cause, you gotta expand, broaden your horizons.
So what does that mean? What does that mean to you?
I'm,
I'm trying to be on the same page as you
like
right
I told
now.
you
And I just
earlier, I was saying that some people have potential in their.
Kenya, can you what are we
No.
doing right now?
Yeah, so shout out to all the people who joined us this evening and and yeah. Seriously. Shanae
and
definitely knows.
I think that we definitely need to have a more in-depth conversation. Not necessarily about this specifically, but I think that my perception like black women are always asked to lower their standards when it comes to things like this, and I think that that's so unfair, and I want to know why. Can we think about that for another day?
Sure. Sure. All right, guys.
All right, guys. I love you guys. It was a fun
Love you
conversation with you.
too.
I always
Love y'all
love
too,
talking
man.
to you guys. This is the O.P.O.V. Y'all have a great evening.
Y'all too. Thanks.
Bye bye.
Thanks.